2025. I almost let the six slip out there. Hope you guys are doing well out there. I'm just coming in just for a brief moment to just remind you that I think the Bureau of Labor Statistics is allegedly going to release the jobs report. We talked about this on a stream over the weekend, and if I have a chance this afternoon, I'd like to bring you some of that report. Um, but yeah, but just to let you know that they're going to release I guess that's the November jobs report at 8:30. So maybe we could get into it a little bit. But I think the last stream that I was on, I talked about how the Fed chair Powell has said that that the jobs have been overstated, and at least by 20,000 in every, I guess, in every measurement, or every, whatever their system of measurement is, that it's been overstated to such a degree. Okay, so we'll see. Just not sure. Like I said, the numbers. I mean, it's like we can't trust anything that's going on out here these days, in terms of numbers. But hey, at least we can look at it and at least say, hey, we're at least, this is what you said, but you've been saying that the economy, that things were not as bad, but yet the idea of cutting rates, um, you know, and you're worried now that the U.S. is losing jobs. So we're going to find out what that's all about. Also, I guess the other thing is, I decided to lean in a little bit on this whole Candace Owens, Erica Kirk kind of, meeting, which to me, I'm just not, I'm leaning into it because to me, I think I told you guys last week that I went through some of these videos and some of these items that she's put out over her podcast over the last several weeks, and honestly, we're gonna see. I don't even have any expectations for that. I just want to see what exactly she's coming back from. But the thing that baffles me the most, is that people actually think that that in a world full of deception and full, that you're actually going to, how are you going to even request that such, uh, that any type of, there's no truth in, how can you, when everybody's corrupt, where are you going to get where's your arm of justice going to come from? Is it going to come from the people that are a part of it? It's just not. I don't know what they're going to. Me, at best, they'll lead you right back to the paradigm, to the dialectic, or that there's a such thing as a legitimate government, or that everything is fine, or things are not as bad as we think they are. I mean, I'm just saying, honestly, it just gets to be, uh, you're gonna see for yourself. I mean, I can't have high hopes for somebody that's, you're in the system yourself. I mean, what are you talking about? What are you going to do? I mean, you got you've got a show. You're you're already on the stage. So like I said, it'll be interesting to see what she says, but I'm not, my hopes are not, I can't pin my hopes to any of it. Jeff West, Bay 2682. Thank you so much for tuning in to this segment. I appreciate you for coming in. Well, yeah, that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show. Um, we've had plenty of test runs on what's to come, and none of these people are going to save us. Nobody's going to save anybody. That's not mortal. Nope, it won't happen. So, like I said, you can't. You just, it's just a presupposition that somebody out here is going to crack some kind of major code, or just, no, 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 not in a world of deception. It's not going to get less deceptive. Nobody's going to take anybody down. It won't happen. It hasn't happened. It won't. Um, I don't know. She's a part of the system. John Roberts is here. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I appreciate you guys. If you could love on the like button wherever available. Like I said, I'm not, that kind, the content in itself, like I just don't really want to I don't really want to get into a whole lot of it because um I don't, but then at the same time I can still offer, you know, what my opinion, I can offer opinions. Okay. But the track records speak for themselves. I mean, this is a big club. It's a big club. To me, it's no different than the people in DC. They're not. It's the WWE at the end of the day. Like this soap opera kind of tabloidy stuff. I mean, really. It's not even. I don't even know if it's even for entertainment value. What you can pin to that, I don't know. I don't know. But I just wanted to let you guys know that we'll be looking at some point the jobs report that comes out for November. Um, and that, yeah, the real economy, and by the new year, I think even more will be revealed. I think we talked about, I'm just wondering if the banks are going to, start calling for bailouts or for whatever they can't cut, what other bailouts are going to come out. Um, John Roberts says Candace and Erica are both distractions. Hey, you know, they got to do what they got to do what they got to do. Hey, they didn't get where they are being, at least you don't get where you don't get to that level by being sentimental or being, you know, you just don't. You don't get to that level. You don't. Like I said, and like I said, and I just think Candace is being used, and that to me, that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. And it's, I think it's also because of of the like of her likeness, they get people to lean in a little bit more. Um, heard all kinds of theories about, she was in love with the late Kirk and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I hey, what I'm sure you guys have all heard it all. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for those of you that have come in and loved on the like button. I appreciate that in these times because YouTube is still not quite. I don't know. YouTube is still in the filtering process. Okay, and I've said this before. I'm not whining about it. I'm not crying about it. But my content, my commentary is not going to get to the masses. It's not going to get to larger audiences, and it's just not. So what you can do is, you know, hit the like button, or like I say all the time, if you want to share, if you really want to throw caution to the wind, you can you can share it out, or you can subscribe. But I don't. But I don't have a lot of high hopes for what'll happen. Because like I said, things are the way they are. I don't think things have changed that much. I don't think things have changed that much since COVID, and I don't think they're going to change that much. It's not. Let's see. Excuse me. Maybe you need to go somewhere else. Tracy from daycare. I mean, can you find somewhere to go? You come to can you find somewhere to find somewhere to share your talents? Okay, maybe you're in the wrong place. I mean, maybe that's what you need to do. You've come to the wrong place to ask me to talk about something else on what's considered my channel. Maybe you need to think about something else. You need to find somewhere else to go. There's millions of channels. I like I said, I don't know what you're talking about. So but honestly, not today, devil. Hey, go someplace and find and where your talents can be appreciated or where your voice can be heard. You can talk all day on your own channel. Did you think about that? If you're at the daycare, maybe you need to care more about what you put out. Okay, don't come over here with that. Okay, that's just not. I've touched on a couple. I've touched on at least one other thing, so I'm not really sure what else you're referring to. Maybe you need to think about something else. Granted, have a great, bless you. Have a great day. Wow, and that's the thing. People get behind the keyboard and they just think that they're all whatever. You know, it's not a department store. It's not. I'm not your DJ. Not any of that. Not any of that. Yeah, I'm not your any of your colloquialisms, your bays, and all this stuff. You need to find somewhere to be. Go pick up a tabloid or something. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're a gamer. Go do that. Because you're wasting my time right now. It's what you're doing. I've given you too much. Okay, well, and I hope you, and please, well, maybe we'll all say a prayer for you. See where it takes you. I don't know. Maybe you just need to, get some lessons in mannerisms. I don't know. But let's see. Jeff West Bay 2682. Let's see. John Roberts is here. Thank you guys so much for coming in. So yeah. So back to what I was saying. So I don't need I square here with nonsense. Um, but yeah, so I'll follow it up, I'll follow it up with the whole Candace thing at some point. I don't know how soon it'll be, but like I said, I haven't offered a whole lot on it, but I just find that, we're in like the time of deception, and in a deceptive world, in a world of a world of corruption, and there's nobody that's gonna, you know, there's no silver bullet. There isn't. Good morning, realize, realize, realize. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for coming in. But yeah, so I want to talk about the jobs report when it comes out. I don't know what it looks like in your guys' neck of the woods. I don't know what industry you guys are in, but the banking systems. I anticipate some things are going to more banking institutions are going to come out with their plans for 2026. Wells Fargo has its own unique profile in the financial industry. So we'll just see what it all yields. But I appreciate those of you that have come in and that were able to come in. Like I said, I don't know. I think that YouTube kind of, makes a mess out of your viewership, but we'll see what happens. There's a lot going on. We've had a school shooting. We've had just a lot thrown out there, and then this one thing that just keeps on. This one thing. I mean, I don't really know how you can. The thing about it is, most of these people, when they come out, they're not saying anything new. Like, where have you been? Like, do we know the level of corruption on it? Yeah, we know that. We already know that. We already know that. But I'm talking about these influencers and these people that are on social media. I've seen. Here I am again talking about this when I said I was not going to. I've seen Tatum talk about, oh, how did we get here, and blah 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 blah. And it's like they want to appear. See, this is the sick thing about it. You got people that actually think that they should be. All it's doing is creating infighting in amongst the right and the conservative dialectic. Oh, you got. Well, I should be Team Candace. No, I should be Team Erica. It's just that and they think that this is what that. It's just the deception is just so wild. It's so dense. If you hear like people calling into these shows, calling into TP USA, to the CEOs there, to their talking heads, you should just hear the people calling in. Well, I'm really heartbroken about what's going on, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, wow. I mean, they've got you right where they want you. And that's why things will never change. That's why it won't. It won't. It won't. Um, but yeah, this is very scripted. It's very scripted and it's very tiresome. So I don't know. But then you've had other content creators that have made a lot of content because I guess algorithm God wants this content to keep coming out. Uh, they want it to keep coming out, and so it kind of like, yeah, you kind of get pulled in a little bit. You know, you kind of get pulled in, drug in a little bit. But with that said, I'm going to leave that alone until I can have an opportunity to try to go to listen to some of that, because to me some of the stuff is just it's hard to listen to it. It really is. Let's see who do we have here. Let me thank you guys so much for coming in and just burning these few moments with me, because like I said, I will be back. I will be back hopefully at some point today. But we did talk about that we would follow up with the jobs reports and what's going on. Like, what other things what are we going to potentially be seeing? Maybe if not by the end of the year, definitely into 2026. I think a lot of CEOs are going to have to come out with what their plan is or what they're going to do. And what's next? If the economy is losing jobs, what does that actually mean? I did read something about that during income tax time that there's going to be a few bucks in your income tax. I don't know. It's just things are really wild and just kind of out of control. We're just printing money, and yeah, that's it. So realize. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Uh, let's see. John Roberts, Jeff West, Bay 2682 says, just don't take the mark of the beast. Well, like I said, that's a whole nother show. Hadn't planned on it, but that's a whole nother show. To me, that's going to be heavily that's going to be sold under some dense layers of stuff too. Even that is not going to be. I don't think even that's going to be just clear cut. Oh, that's what that is. Yeah. So I appreciate it so much, guys. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll check in. Definitely, I'll try to get in later today and see what's being revealed. Yes. Realize. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, it's just like this is kind of like the week before the holiday again, and I'm just trying to get through the week a little bit, but it'll happen, and then I can just have a little bit of clarity. A little bit of clarity will go a long way, because there's a lot of noise out here, a whole lot of noise, and so yeah. But thank you guys for loving on the like button. I appreciate it this morning, and I will see you guys later. Have a great Tuesday, and if you're in the Southeast or wherever you are, stay warm, and yep, see you later. Bye for now.